I'm here. I'm sorry. My doctor decided to call me right when the live went on. So welcome. I'm here. In this nitty-gritty Let's Play live stream, we're going to be playing American Mah Jongg at I Love Maj. Today's topic is Misfit multiples. What to do when you get pair pung kongs that don't go together. And I'm sure we're going to have opportunities to talk through that. So thank you for your patience. Sorry for the confusion at the very beginning. You can hear me now, right? My doctor decided to call about an upcoming surgery right when I went live. So sorry about that. You can hear now. Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's see. I was just getting ready to open my presentation here. I don't even think we have a presentation today. I think we're just going to go right into the gameplay. So let me just double check here. I just want to see real quick if we do. Let's see. There was a hand last year that I called the Misfit Quint. It was the one where you could have any win, any dragon with any number. I really hope they bring that back. I love that quint. And that is what inspired Misfit multiples. So, and let's see here. Let me just double check and see. Okay, yeah, we can do this. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and I'm just going to do a super quick presentation and then we'll get started. So let me get this set up and then we'll go there because it might, you know, spur, just kind of prepare our mind for this topic. So let me go ahead and share my screen now. Okay, we're going to talk about Misfit multiples. And here you can see we have apples and oranges. They're both lovely, they're both delicious, but they don't necessarily go together. So what do you do when you get that in your rack? Apples and oranges. So with hand development, you've got to start with the basics. We're just going to start in this, make sure that we're all on the same page because this is the foundation. And I think if you look at hand development in this way, you're going to set yourself up for success no matter how experienced you are with the game, whether you're a beginner or whether you already know how to play and you even have command of the game. You can always learn something new. So the first step is to identify the strength of the hand. In American Mah Jongg, the strength of the hand is multiples. If you look at the card, every single hand on the card has at least pairs. And then it goes up from there with different combinations of pungs, kongs, and even quints. So you have singles, pairs, pungs, kongs, and quints. The American Mah Jongg game is all about multiples. So if you have multiples, you should target the multiple. Start with the end in mind. If you do that one thing, and if you're not doing that already, it will change the way you play this game for the better. Now, if you don't have multiples, you want to target the predominant pattern. The predominant pattern will be a category on the card, probably. Sometimes it could be a one suit and a category on the card. So you just want to look for a pattern and then start with the predominant pattern, like all evens or all odds, or maybe one suit with a consecutive run, something like that, and focus on that. But when a multiple forms, then you're going to target the multiple and just reassess completely. You got to target the multiple. If a new multiple forms and you already have a multiple, you want to reassess and see which is stronger or try to figure out how to put them together. Sometimes they don't go together. They're a misfit. And that is what we're going to talk about here. Here are 3 tactics, though, that will work regardless of the multiples or the predominant pattern in your hand. The first is to optimize. This is when you target multiples. So here you can see we have a dealt hand, and in here we have 3 pairs. Those are multiples. Any identical tiles, whether it be pair pung kong, they're all called multiples because there are multiple of them. They're identical. So we have a 3-dot pair, 5-dot pair, 1-band pair. So clearly we could play some kind of an odd hand, maybe little odds. But you could also play a 2 through 5 hand, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just let the 1-band go. In this case, the 1-band could be a misfit. So you want to target the predominant pattern and focus on the multiples that have that strength. The next tactic is called maximizing. This is the tactic that you would use when you have no multiples. Now, if you do have a multiple and you can maximize, that is ideal. So in this case, we don't have any multiples, but we have a predominant pattern. We could play maybe 3, 6, 9. We've got lots of 3, 6, 9 tiles, but there's also a consecutive run in here. You could see 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably 3, 4, 5, 6 because there are 2 6s in there. So I'd probably focus on 3, 4, 5, 6 or 3, 6, 9 and see if a multiple forms, and then choose one or the other depending on how the tiles come in. So the first tactic is optimize. The second tactic is maximize. The third tactic is to streamline. This is when you focus on consecutive run. And the reason is because it is a powerful category. It is very flexible because you've got 9 tiles in a range for each suit. So the number of tiles clearly outweighs or outcounts the number of winds or dragons. So consecutive run is a very flexible, efficient category. So you could streamline. You can see here we have 11 hands in consecutive run, but there are consecutive runs in other categories. So even compared to odds, which has usually the biggest number of options, consecutive run actually has more because there are usually consecutive runs outside the category. So consecutive run is powerful not only because of the 3 suits numbered 1 through 9, but also because they're all over the card with runs. If you can use all 3 of these tactics in hand development, you would have what I call a power play, and how you would have a very good chance of optimizing your win or transforming your dealt hand during the Charleston with these 3 tactics. And then, of course, you want to focus on these tactics as the game evolves into pick and discard. So optimize, maximize, streamline. Practice these 3 tactics, and we're going to talk about them. I'll do some demonstration with it and show you how fantastic this particular strategy is with hand development. And if you ever get those multiples that don't go together, think about it this way. Misfits aren't misfits among other misfits. Sometimes on the card, we will get a hand with misfits. And like I say, I'm crossing my fingers for that misfit quint this next year. So we'll see what's on the 2026 card if they bring that back. So you can make misfits work sometimes, and we're going to talk about how to do that. A misfit, just to clarify, is when 2 multiples don't go together. So in this example, we have a pair of flowers, a pair of 1s, and a pair of 6s. There's no way to use 1s and 6s together. They just will not work with this year's card because of the combinations on the card. So you would need to pick one or the other, and you would look for the predominant pattern as another variable to help you make the decision on which one to use. So in this case, we have many more tiles to go with the 6s than we do with the 1 band pair there. Now, there is some potential for the addition hand under odds, but there's a problem with that option. There's a gap. We don't have a 1 dot or a 1 crack, and we don't have a white dragon. Those would be gaps. So if we did a 4, 5, 6, 7, that would be a much better choice because we have fodder. We have tiles to work with that could develop with incoming tiles, as opposed to the 1 and the 9s, for example. So you want to choose the multiple that has most supporting tiles and let the other go. Now, let's say that we have 3 misfit multiples. In this case, you want to go with the multiples that there are more of. So here we've got 2 pairs of 1s and a pair of 6s. So I would play probably little odds or like numbers with 1s, and I'd break up the 6s. Focus on a category that uses 2 of the 3. Okay, so now when you're looking at the number tiles, the tiles that don't go together are 1s and 6s, 1s and 8s, 2s and 7s, 2s and 9s, 3s and 8s, 4s and 9s. So you can see that the tiles that are most useful are 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6. Really, the number 5 was never identified here. Number 5 was the only tile that was not identified as a misfit. 5 can be used with almost every tile somehow this year. So you want to think about, especially when you're passing tiles, pass the misfits. Misfits make a great pass, by the way. So if you pass a 9 and a 4, even if it's in one suit, that makes up a great pass. So think about misfits in that way. They're very useful for passing. So now let's talk about options. If the misfit multiples are in the same suit, drive it to a consecutive run hand because of the sheer number of tiles that you have to work with. If it doesn't apply, choose one multiple and maximize based on the predominant pattern in your hand. And like I say, we're going to do some gameplay with commentary, so I will demonstrate this concept. We're going to go to I Love Maj now, and if you have any questions about misfit multiples, let me know. What goes through your mind when you get misfit multiples in your hand? Okay, here's I Love Maj. We are going to, you know what we could do? Let's do a Charleston practice down here in the exercise room. Right here, exercise room. This is a great exercise. All these exercises are really good, but we're going to focus on the Charleston practice. And let's see if we can find a hand with a misfit multiple. Okay, in this case, we've got 5s, which is great news because 5s work with just about anything. So we have a 5 crack pair. We're going to hold the 5 crack and start there. So if you're going to optimize, we would target the 5s with the flowers. So with the rest of these tiles, what category would you focus on? What predominant pattern with the rest of these tiles would you focus on? I'll give you a minute and then I'll let you know what I would do. Year hand. I would play a year hand. I would think about it because there's another way to go here. We could hold the year tiles for sure. Is there something else anybody would do? Year hand. I see 2 year hands. I would also hold consecutive tiles because consecutive run is so flexible. With we actually have a hand in here in consecutive run. The chow hand, 1, 2 dot, 4 bam, 5 crack. I think that is even stronger than a year hand. Fourth hand down under consecutive run. And we have to let something go right now. I probably would let the 4 crack go here. Odds. Are you talking about little odds, Karen? Like 1, 3, 5? Maybe a 1, 3, 5 hand? Maybe 1, 3, 5 concealed? Which odd hand? Are you thinking of a particular hand or just any odd hand? Oh, okay. So maybe the concealed hand. There's a challenge with that one, and that is we have no 3 dot or 1 bam. So we would have to fill in tiles. There are no gaps for the fourth hand down under consecutive run. Now, the 1, 2, 3 chow, I would not call that a gap because we have no 3, because we do have almost the full chow right there. Okay, so let's pass these 3 and see what we get. Oh, look, we got a 1, 3. So at this point, I would consider the concealed hand under odds because we could play 1, 3 bam pairs with a 1, 3 dot and the 5 crack. I think we should go for it because we have a new multiple there, the 3 bam. So this is when you would reassess, target the multiple. A hand that would use all 3, the flowers, the 5 crack, and the 3 bam would be the concealed odd hand. So let's see if we get it. No. And we have to pass like numbers. Okay, you know what we could do? We could give up the dragon. Now, the 1 crack is a little odd, but it doesn't really gel with what we have. We're looking for a 3 dot. Okay, we did get the 4 bam back. I think I would hold it, see if we get, oh, this is going to be pretty risky, but I would risk it. I'd risk it. We've got a couple of good hands here. Okay, so we don't have any keepers, which is fine because we need to go across. Okay, now we have, let's just bring everything together because we have basically all keepers. 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. We have 3, 2, 3, 4. Here's 2, 3, 1 through 5. We have several ways we could go here. So this is where you would want to choose a hand at this point, because now is when you pick a hand, because we have all keepers. This is when you pick a hand, because we want to continue to pass. We want to try to get more keepers. So I would not keep all these tiles and say that you want to pass 3 blind. I would not do that. Instead, I would pick our strongest hand. And I would say the strongest hand, even though we have a gap, is 1, 3, 5 concealed, because we could use the jokers for the missing 3 dot. And then I would pass 2, 4, 5. So we're going to play Karen's hand. 1, 3 bam, 1, 3 dot, 5 crack pair, and then a pair of flowers. So that would be the concealed hand under odds. Okay, we did not get any keepers. And some people might be tempted to keep that dragon because it does correspond to the 3 bam and even this 4. But we have no 2, we have no 5. I'd let it go. I would just let it go. You don't want to spread yourself out too thin. I think we have a pretty good opportunity here with the little odd concealed hand. I would love to get a 3 dot. Oh, we got the 2. Okay, so that's all right. We have 3 discards. I'd say even with a gap, no 3 dot, we can use these jokers here. We have all of our pairs. We have, no, we need one more pair in here, the one bam. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pair in the hand. We have a pair of flowers. We need a 1 bam, and then we have 3 bam and the 5 crack pair. All we need in here is that 1 bam. That is our only vulnerability, and then we just need a 3 dot or another joker. I think that was a really good Charleston. Okay, any comments about that? We're going to do another one, and then we'll play with robots. Does anybody have any comments about this one? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and play again. Let's see what we have. Okay, we have a pung of flowers and a pair of 3 dots. Train your eye to target the multiple and start there. The first thing I saw were the 3 dots. Even though we have these flowers, my eyes immediately went to the 3 dot pair. That's where I would start. So whatever hand we play, we're going to use the 3 dots and those flowers. So with the rest of the tiles, I would hold the 3, the 3 right there. And then I would probably hold the 2s, and then maybe even the 6 for maybe a 3, 6, 9 hand. Oh, here, honey. Thank you. Okay, so maybe 2, 3 of some kind, or maybe a 3, 6, 9 hand. But the problem we have is we've got like numbers. I would not pass like numbers. That's very, very risky. It's almost as risky as passing a pair, in my opinion. So I would give up on the 6 dot because we have no 9. 9, 3, 6, 9, that would be a gap. We would have a gap, so I'd let it go. Instead, I would focus on some kind of a 2, 3 or like numbers with 3s and leverage that pung of flowers. And I would not pick a hand. So Karen is mentioning the 3rd hand down under consecutive run. I would not look at a hand, not yet, because we don't have enough fodder. We need more tiles to help make the decision. There are a lot of hands we could play. We could play like numbers. We could play even a 3, 6, 9 hand. So there are a lot of ways we could go with a pair of 3s and a pung of flowers. That's why I would not pick a hand. So we're not going to look at the card yet. We're going to wait and see what we get. Okay, so we did pick up a red dragon. Here's a 1 crack that's in our range. If we're doing a 2, 3, a 1, or a 4 will help. So I would hold the 1 and the dragon, and I still would not pick a hand. We're going to pass East 8, 9. There's a 3 and a dragon. We have 1 discard. This is when you pick a hand. This is when you look at the card to figure out your strongest option. We cannot keep all these tiles. So I would look for a way to use the flowers and the 3 dot. So I would say flowers right here. We have flowers, and then we have our 3 dots. We could play Karen's hand again, 1, 2, 3, because we did happen to get the 1 crack and a 2 bam. And then we could maybe even keep the 3 and let's say the dragon, and then pass these 2. We can't keep it all. And I would not pass blind. Instead, I would give up on my weakest option. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what comes in. We could play either 1, 2, 3, 3rd hand down on the right under consecutive run, or we could play like numbers with 3s. Okay, we picked up a 5 dot. There is some potential for little odds, 1, 3, 5, but we would have to throw away a pung of flowers. I would not do that. I would let this go. Let it go. And a lot of 9s are going around. Okay, now we have a 4. We have 2 clear discards. We could do 1 crack, 2 bam, 3 dot, or we could do 2 bam, 3 dot, 4 crack, which I wouldn't because we'd have to break up this pung because we only need a pair for that third hand down. I would then let that 4 crack go because we still have 1, 2, 3. 1 crack, 2 bam, 3 dot, or like numbers with 3s. Okay, so we did get the green dragon back. We have 2 clear discards. So now we have to decide, do we want to let maybe a 3 go or the dragon? And I would probably let a dragon go. We could still maybe use that dragon for the first like number hand or maybe the concealed like number hand. So I think I would keep one of the dragons, maybe the red one for the first like number hand. Okay, so we did pick up a 1 bam. Here's a 5 bam, 3 dot. I would definitely pass across. So how many tiles would we want? We have 1, 3 crack, 3, 5 dot, no gaps, but we'd have to throw away a pung of flowers. I would not do that. I would definitely let the 1 bam go and the 5 bam. And really this red dragon is not very helpful, but I would keep it because we might be able to play a like number hand. I think I would ask for 2, even though that's straddling a little. For some reason, I'm feeling like numbers could come in. We do have a hand. Oh, wait. Oh, we could have maybe done a 2 5s or passed this 5 dot instead, like this. That's a little safer. Passing like numbers, I don't recommend. Okay, so we picked up a 4 crack. We could keep that. And we have options. We would be an underdog on this one. I still think it was a good Charleston. Not as good as the last one. Okay, now we're going to go and play with robots and play the whole game and see how things develop. And I'm sure we're going to have the opportunity to play Misfit with Misfit multiples. In this case, we have what I call a wide spread. This is where you have no multiples. This is when you want to maximize. You want to find a category that uses most of your tiles. So what I like to do is identify like numbers, and it typically will reveal a pattern. So we have in here 2 5s and 3 7s. 2 5s, 3 7s, so that shouts odds, big odds. 5, 7, 9 of some kind. We don't need to pick a hand. We're just going to gather. So there's big odds, maybe big odds with news. I would not pick a hand though. I would just wait. We might even be able to use the 1. Let's pass 2 dragon with a 6. So we could play some kind of an odd hand or maybe odds with news. Okay, there's a north, and we've got dragons here. So let's just see what we have for clear discards. 1, really 2, the 4 and the 1 dot. Since we didn't get any 3s, I think that 1 dot can go. So now we have some dragons. We've got a pair of norths. Technically, that is our only multiple. So we could target the multiple, the north. We would have to throw away 6 tiles though, plus the 2 up there. It's not very strong. Wins are a tough category because if people are not playing wins, they usually discard them right away in the first couple rounds of discards, and we are not strong enough to act on them. So I would not focus on wins. This is an exception to the case. I think we could maybe keep, let's see, there is an offsuit dragon hand, but it's not quite gelling really. We could play, let's say, 5, 7, 9 dragon. This would be the 6th hand down under odds. And the reason we're having to look at our hands now at the hand level is because we need to come up with a tile. So we've got to whittle out our weakest option. We have this gap hand that we could play with the double dragon, 6th hand down. I don't think I would do that. We do have a lot of big odds in here though. We could play 5, 7 dot, 7, 9 crack with news. That looks like our strongest option. That's the 7th hand down. We have 3 7s in here. We really didn't use the 5, but I think what I would do, I would let a dragon go here. Because I think maybe even keep the green and pass the red. Because if we happen to get a white dragon, we might be able to play the 5, 7, 9 double dragon hand. So let's keep that green dragon and let's see what we get. So the analysis stops at that point. So now is when you would just continue to gather, just reassess with each pass. So here we have now a 5 crack pair and we have a pung of Norse. So we have the potential for north and south with odds. This would be the 5th hand down under wins. We could do north and south with 7s, or we could do north and south with 5s, but we have no 5 bam. We do have a 5 crack pair though. We also have 5 crack, 7 crack, almost news, and then 7, 9 and bams. So we have some options here for the news hand under odds. I'd say the dragon can go, and then maybe the 7 dot and the west. No, not the west. I'd keep the west. I would let a north go. Because if we decide to play north and south, we could pick up a north. Okay. Karen's saying play north and south with 7s. Excuse me. If we do that, if we were to do that, we would have to throw away a pair. I'd rather not throw away a pair. Instead, I'd leverage the pair. So I would focus on 5, 7, 7, 9. 5, 7 news, 7, 9. Or keep the 5 and see if north and south with 5s comes in. Now what we could do is hold the 7 and pass the 9. That way we have all the 7s and still fall back to north and south with 7s. So let's see what we get. We picked up a 9 and a dragon, 9, 6. I would just let these go. Okay, we picked up a 9 and a 5. We have 1 clear discard. Now we have 3 5s, including the pair. So I would hold the 5s probably. 5, 7. I think I would give up the 9 though, or the north. And then I would hold 5, 7 crack, 7, 9 dot or bam. So maybe let the 5, 5 bam go. 5, 7, 9, or north and south with 5s. I'd rather keep my options open, I think. Let's see. One thing we could do is give up on one of these and hold on to the 5. So we could do either north and south with 5s or news with big odds. So give up one of the options. And I think it'd be arbitrary. I think there was a 9 going around. Yeah, I'm kind of liking big odds with news, but we'll see. We've got some flexibility here. Okay, the South and an East came in. So we have one clear discard. This is when you would pick a hand, probably. We have news now. NEWS with 7-9. 5-7 news 7-9 right there. But we could also play North and South with 5s. We have we have 6 discards with North and South with 5s. And then if we played big odds with news, we would have one more keeper. 5 discards. I think I'd only pass 1. I think I would keep my options open. You know what? We could even play the pair hand. We could play that first pair hand, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 5, 6, 7. Maybe even keep the 9 and just keep all these tiles, because we could do, oh no, we would need the 6. Never mind. We have one discard. So 5, 7, 9 here. 5, 7, crack, 7, 9 dot, or North and South with 5s. I think I would do this. Oh, we got that green dragon. Okay, so I would do 1. Oh, we picked up a 7 bam. All right, we're the dealer, so we got to pass. So we have 2 hands with no gaps, North and South with 5s, or big odds with news. So let's let the 7 go. We're doing 5, 7 crack, 7, 9 dot, or like numbers with 5s in North and South. So let's see. We're an underdog until we pick a hand. Well, now there's the answer. We have multiple in there. 5, 7 crack. 5, 7, 7, 9. So I would let the North go. We have 3 discards in a hand with no gaps, so we're a front runner. We are a front runner for this hand. We need a 9 dot. That would be, and there it is. So now all we need is a 7 dot and we'll be set. We need to pung 7 crack, pung 7 dot. So that's our weakness right there. We need a 7 dot in here. Joker will do. So we're playing big odds with news, 7th hand down under odds. Don't need 6. Okay, we need 7 dot or a joker. We keep getting little tiles. Look at all the little tiles that are out. 1, 2, 3. Wow, there's a lot of 1, 2, 3 out there. 7, 8. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 big numbers out there. We have competition for big numbers somewhere. Joker. We are set, my friends. We could pung 7 crack, pung 7 dot. We're 1 away from ready. We are confirmed front runner. Ooh, Joker. Okay, let's let the 5 go. Oh, they got it. That's a pung. Okay, we're ready on a 7 crack now. Joker will do as well. We need a 7 crack. Joker, there's our hand. Mah Jongg. So we got Mah Jongg, 579. Oh, look at the player across from us. They are ready to win on a 6 dot. Here they are on the right, though. Yeah, they're 369 to the right and 5, 6, 7, 8 of some kind to the left. 2 of these players were in big numbers, 6 through 9, and then a 2, 4, 6, 8 hand across from us. All right, that was interesting. That was a good build. Yeah, absolutely, Janice. Okay, let's play again. I'm hoping that we'll get a Misfit multiple hand in here. Okay, we do have a Misfit multiple here. We have a north pair with a 4 crack pung. That right there is a hand with Misfit multiples right there. You cannot use a north pair with a 4 crack with our current tiles. There's one exception. If we get a 3 crack or a 5 crack, we could play a quint. The second quint. We got to have a 3 crack or a 5 crack to make it work. So that's a huge gap hand right there. So what I would do in this case is I would probably go for wins. I would probably hold the 4 bam and then pass these 3 and see if there's a way to use the north with the 4. I would let these go in the meantime. Okay, so we didn't get any keepers at all here. We have a 4 crack pung. So I would just let these go, see if winds come in. There's a south. We have 2 clear discards. So at this point, we have to make a choice. Because we have a north pair and a south pair, I just want to pause and give you a minute to think about it. What do you think would be the best thing to do here? It looks like we're in between, let's say, like numbers with 4s, but we have no flowers. We have no 4 dot. We could maybe play a wind hand. Does anybody have any thoughts about this particular hand? We're still a misfit. We have misfit multiples here. If these were my tiles, I think I would target the north-south and keep odds. Maybe break up the 4. We've got to pass, though, and I wouldn't pass blind. I think I would hoard wins. I was thinking we could hoard odd tiles and play north and south with odds. But I think also we could maybe play the concealed wind hand and use the joker for the missing west. So this is what I would do. I would target the north and south, 2 pair, as opposed to 1 pung. Because with that 1 pung of 4s, we'd have to throw away 2 pair. Instead, I'd rather use 2 pair. Okay, so now let's see what we have. I would start hoarding odds. So I would hoard the 3 and the 9 and see if we can get 3s and 9s to come in. So we're going to keep going, and we're actually going to pass. Let's pass 4 crack, 8 bam with a 3 dot. Let's just keep the 9. Okay, now we have a 1. I would keep the 1, and we've got tiles we can pass. We got a 1 dot pair. So now we can maybe pass 2, 4 with a 7. So 7, 2 don't go together. 4, 9 don't go together. Those are misfits. I think this is a pretty good one right here. We could do news concealed with the dragon, or maybe north and south with ones, but clearly we need more ones. There's another dragon, and we have 3 tiles we can pass. So we're just not going to pick a hand. We're just going to gather. Now we have a pung in there. So we are in between hands. We could play the concealed hand, or we could play north and south with ones. So I would just keep them all and see what comes in. And we're going to be an underdog until we pick a hand. So we're just going to gather. We're in gather mode. The phases or the stages of the game are target, which we did. We targeted north and south. Then gather, which is where we are now. Once you know what hand you're playing, then you build, where you can call tiles or just hoard if you're playing concealed. And then you defend all along the way. Target, gather, build, defend. So we're gathering. We're not going to make a decision because we're focused on gathering. Okay, so yeah, we don't need that. Okay, ones are going down. We're not going to call anything. That one bam could be our pung. We need ones. There are 2 ones out that we would probably need. 2 1 dots are out now. Oh, there's a flower. Okay, so at this point, we've got 2 1 dots out and a 1 crack. We want to keep an eye on ones because that's an option for us. We have north, south dragons. There's the east, a flower. We could maybe try for the 3rd hand down, or maybe even the 4th hand down under winds, or maybe the concealed hand. So we have 5 different hands we could play. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different hands we could play. There's a 1. We need more. I think I would let the green dragon go because it is already out. Okay, now there are 2 1 cracks out and 2 1 dots. Now there's 3. That 1 crack would need to be our single. So we're now needing a 1 dot pair. The likelihood of us getting that 1 dot pair is slim to none. So probably these ones will go. And I would probably keep that dragon now for a bit. We're still an underdog. 2 wests are out. Oh, Joker. Okay, now I would let the ones go. And I would probably use the Jokers for the missing West. Aha. I'd probably focus on news concealed and let this flower go. We're at 49 tiles remaining. We're going to be going in the end game in 2 more picks. There are 2 wests out. We could pung west. There are no easts out. Somebody else could be playing wins. We may never see a west. I think I would let the 1 bam go. I'm going to hold this flower for just a bit longer. It's going to be risky though. That's our pair tile for the concealed hand, or the fourth hand down under, or third hand down under wins. Okay, this could be a win for the player on our left. They could be playing, they're playing 2, 4, 6, 8, fourth hand down. They need 2, 4, 6, 8 and bams. They didn't get it. We got our west. I think I would go for the concealed hand and let this flower go next. The concealed hand, we need an east pair. There's a south. Oh, we need to get rid of that flower. Uh-oh. East. Okay, so we have to make a choice here. You know what I would do here, actually? Because the east is going to be very risky, since that is our pair for the third hand down, instead of playing 3 flowers, pair, northeast, and put ourselves at risk, because we can't call for that east if we play that third hand down, and we still need a pair of east for the concealed hand, I would call this for a pung and play the first hand under wins. Kong north, pung east, pung west, Kong south. There's one more west we could pung with our jokers, and then we would just need a little bit of help with our north. So I would call this and commit to the first hand. So pung, and then I would let the flower go. Flower. Oh, they got it. They were waiting on a flower. I thought they were waiting on a single tile. All right, let's do a speed round. Here we go. Okay, no misfit multiple here, but we have a 4-dot pair. Oops. So 4-dot pair, what would you target here? Besides the 4-dot, what would be the predominant pattern you would focus on? Even, says Lucy. I would say that would be a good choice. There's lots of fodder there, but I would also hold the 3 for consecutive run. And then I would pass these 3. West, green, 7. Okay, we picked up a 4 crack. We have 3 tiles we can pass. We're in between evens and 3-4. 3-4 of some kind. There's an even. We have 2 clear discards. So now is when you pick a hand. We have way more evens, but we have a gap. We have no 2. The thing that we do have that we might be able to look forward to is 4, 5, 6. If we could get a 5. Let's see. 3, 4, 4, 8. We have no 2. Let's let the 3 go. Still no 2. We have 2 clear discards. Now we have to let something go. We got to sacrifice something. We have 4, 6, 8, but no 2. We've got a pair of 4s and a 4. So I would let either the 8 bam go or the 6 dot. I think I would let the 8 go, because if we get a 5, I would rather switch to 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we did pick up 8. Now here's a 1-dot pair. Now we have a misfit multiple right here. Misfits, we have 1 clear discard. Clearly we have more 4s than anything. We actually have the potential for like numbers with 4s. I'd let the 1 go. And then I would let something else go in here, probably the 8. Like numbers with 4s, probably. Okay, so we have an east we don't need. We did pick up a 3. Here's a 1. I'd want to pass fully, so I'd let the 3 go. And we finally got a 2, and there's a 4. So now we have a hand in here that we could play. 2, 4, 6, 8 with 4s, because the 2 finally came in. It trickled in. Now we need a flower. We're ready to pung the 4 bam. We could pass 3. Okay, so we have 3 discards. We're a front runner. Front runner for the 4th hand down under evens. We need a flower. We need to pung, and I would not pung that. I'd rather hold the joker for the 4 and wait on the flower, because there are 8 flowers. We can wait. We need a flower or 4 bam joker. Flower, 4 bam joker is what we're looking for here. There's a joker. We got a keeper. Well, maybe we might be able to switch to like numbers. There's a 2. We might be able to switch to the concealed hand. Maybe the concealed hand would work. We got the flower. So I would let the 2, 4 go. We're set. Oh, the 4. We could switch to like numbers with 4s. Either way, we're in really good shape, I think. Let's pung. What am I missing? 2, 4, 6, 8 with 4s. Oh, we need to Kong. We need another flower. We need another. Oh my gosh, these robots. Why do they get the jokers so quick? I'd like to know. Ooh, here we go. Okay, we're ready on a flower. And one of these robots threw a flower, maybe even 2. We need a flower. Oh my goodness. 9 bam, 9 bam, no. There it is. Mah Jongg. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, we've got evens with 4s, the most popular hand of the year. 4th hand down under evens. Across from us, okay, all these robots were vying for big numbers, 5 through 9. We've got 3, 6, 9 across from us, 7, 5, 6, 7 on the right, 5, 7, 9 on the left, and we were the only ones for evens. So we did get lucky with our hand choice, and we got in a win. Jokers do help, I must say. I hope that you found this session helpful. So if you get multiples that don't go together, don't fret, just pick the strongest option and break up the other one. Always break up your weaker option. Don't straddle. Choose your strongest option and keep going. Focus on your strongest option. Sometimes your options will trickle in and out, and that's okay, but always go with what you have the most of. If you have multiples that don't go together, look for the supporting tiles and choose a category. that uses most of your tiles. That would be that maximize tactic. Always target the multiples. That would be optimizing. If you can play consecutive run, streamline. Optimize, maximize, streamline. Hand development tactics that work. They will set you up for success if you incorporate those into your playing style. If you haven't given them a try, all three of those, I highly recommend that you do it. I challenge you to optimize, maximize, and streamline, and let me know how it goes. And then use most of your multiples. If you end up with misfits, go with what you have most of, and then let the weaker options go. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. We'll be back again tomorrow for members only live streams. If you're a channel member, I have something exciting to test out. I launched a new skill builder. It's actually a challenge. It is called the Charleston effect. And if you go to the wiki and type in Charleston effect, you will find the challenge. And we're going to test it out together tomorrow in our live streams. And I tested it on my own, and it is an interesting experience. It is an experience for those who maybe misunderstand the purpose of the Charleston, misuse Charleston options, or underrate the purpose of the Charleston. So give it a peek, give it a try, and let me know what you think. I want to say thank you very much to our moderators for helping monitor the chat today. And I will see you again tomorrow. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos or go live, and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keepers.